Hey guys, welcome to the Rat Grind channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is June 10th, Sunday here in the United States. And today is episode 45 of the Rat Grind TV. And I wanted to talk about some crypto updates, right? What happened, how the markets are bleeding red right now. We'll go through some news that, not a lot of news, but some critical news that could have been a potential, could have been a catalyst for the breakdown that we saw. And as well as some technical analysis that will look into Bitcoin and as well as Ethereum and see where they are at in the market, right? So first of all, bit of reminders, please, if you haven't done so, if this is your first time on this channel, please do subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know whenever I put out new content, as well as, please comment below. Smash the likes if you like the content, if you find value in it, and as well as comment and give me your feedback, right? This channel is dedicated to me documenting my journey through the rat grind, right? I call the rat race the rat grind because it's a matter of making the most out of your journey, out of the rat race. And that's what I call the rat grind, not just, going through day to day without really much effort at all. A rat grind is really putting the maximum amount of effort into being able to make the most of your day-to-day rat grind. All right, well, let's talk about the news. So the first bit of news that I want to kind of look at actually is how the crypto markets broke down hard, not just Bitcoin or Ethereum, but pretty much the whole top 100. I mean, I checked again before I started this broadcast and everything is in the red, like double-digit reds. I mean, we haven't seen this downturn, since, I don't know, April or even March, I think, right? So we'll look at the charts, we'll look at the history and see where we're headed, as well as Bitcoin and Ethereum, need to really hold. They really need to hold to stop any further major drops, right? We don't want it to drop any further. Although the next couple hours is going to be a make or break point. So we're going to look at the charts, look at the technical analysis, look at the indicators and see potentially where we could be headed if we could be able to hold it, or we may break more, right? So we'll look at that. So some of the two key news that I want to be able to talk to you about is South Korea's Coinrail was hacked. That was one of the things that came out today that potentially kind of spooked the market. And, like we always talk about on this channel, the Koreans are notorious for really loving their cryptos, right? So there's usually bad things that happen there. Like when it's a ban, there's a hack or happening like that, and they, become gun shy and not buy into crypto, and they affect the market overall. Excuse me, they affect the market overall because of the fact that, they put a lot of premium on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, right? There's a kimchi premium where they pay more than majority of us for access to cryptocurrencies. The second bit of news, it's been circulating in the last couple of days, not just today, but it could also be, one of the things that people were looking at, that the CFTC here in the United States, they went ahead and are probing and subpoenaed 4 major currencies, right? So that's, that creates a lot of uncertainty in what's going to happen and stuff like that. But I'm still holding on to the June 13th date where there's going to be a meeting between the SEC. They're going to be a meeting. The topic and theme would be investing in America, right? So I'm still bullish on seeing what comes out of that particular meeting. And I'm also bullish on the fact that China might reverse its ban on cryptocurrencies and ICOs, right? So we're going to look at that. And towards the end, I just want to talk to you guys about, my personal take and my personal tips on how to survive these dips, both mentally and emotionally, right? So let's get right onto the charts, guys. So as you can see, guys, oh, sorry about that. So as you can see, guys, the markets are completely red. Wow. I mean, it pulled back just a little bit. It was double digits earlier, but as you can see behind me, let's refresh this just to make sure that we have the most up-to-date data right now. This is again Coin360. Wow. Everything, just a small amount of green that you can see, but everything is just basically blood on the streets, guys. So That's not great news. I mean, EOS 15.30%. Sorry, I'm covering that. I hope you can see it. EOS 15.30. Just went live. I did thank you to Ivan on Tech. He was able to get in on the EOS vote call, and I was able to get in and restream that stream that he was live streaming, right? So I hope you guys were able to tune into that. And it launched, it voted a all go, and it went live, but it took a dip, right? A big dip, 15.30%. Bitcoin is down 7.12%, Ethereum 7.40, XRP, which is Ripple, 7.45%, and Bitcoin Cash is down 8.75%, right? ADA, which is Cardano, XLM, wow. Really big dips, right? So let's look at coin market cap right now. So the overall market cap is right now $294 billion, right? That's a significant drop since we last reported the markets, I believe, on Friday or on Thursday, right? When we looked at the market, it was over 300, I think 330, 334, something like that. And it took a nosedive. This just happened today, guys. I mean, it was relatively still in the 300s up until yesterday, although there was already pullbacks that were happening. I got into trades yesterday where I got into 2 trades and lost. Not a significant change. One, I lost about 6%, and the other one was 3%. But that it does happen, guys. I mean, I went to a trade on EOS, looking at the technical analysis, but that didn't pan out. I mean, it dropped today significantly. As you can see, EOS coin market cap is 23.64%, guys. Bitcoin down 11.18%. I mean, you might be wondering why the Coin 360 is a little bit off. You have to remember that the data that they're using, they might not have been collecting all the data from all of the markets, although coin market cap pretty much collects the majority of the different exchanges that Coin 360 may not. But this is as you can see, I mean, the charts don't lie. Like, look at that, guys. That was a significant nosedive. Like, that's like a cliff, guys. Like, that's like we fall off a side of a cliff. Everything is like that. Look at this. Even Tether. But the great thing about this, I mean, I'm sorry to say, and I've been looking at the markets all day, right? I then ran errands with my kids, did stuff with my family and stuff like that. But I've been trying to look at the markets overall, where the sentiment is, and everybody, YouTubers are coming out upset, right? Frustrated about, manipulation that they feel is happening in the markets, right? We did talk about this, guy. We did talk about that we weren't out of the woods just yet, that we could still potentially hit this dramatic downturn that we did, because it was really hitting a major resistance there that it just couldn't break out. The channel was already forming, but as we saw the last video that I did tell you guys that it's consolidating below that channel, that flag, right? It was, instead of it forming a pattern up, the pattern was consolidating on the bottom side. So that signaled a bearish momentum that it could potentially break down, and that's exactly what happened. When we look at the charts, we'll look at that even more. Today, though, this 24-hour volume, both the buying and selling volume of the overall market, is 17.9 excuse me, $17.9 billion, and Bitcoin's dominant again. When crypto's crap, people of course get into Bitcoin, they buy into it, although it's down. But the Bitcoin dominance right now is 39.3%. Let's just look at the overall market cap so that we can be able to see what happened today. Let me move this to just today, actually. Right? See, look at this. This is just yesterday, right? So we were watching this. I think the last time we reported it, we were sort of consolidating up above here, right? Wednesday, Thursday, the video that we did. I didn't do a video on Friday because I had to do something, but I waited and I got into some trades because that's exactly what I was seeing. I could still see a momentum of it going up. But then Sunday came, right? Sunday afternoon, and it just dove off, right? And I kept watching up until I was up until like I don't know, like 4 a.m. Today actually, just watching the market, watching as this it was happening overall, right? And then today at around, right before lunch, it dove even more. So right now it's picked back up a little bit, but not enough for us to be able to be comfortable in our seats, right? If you're shorting Bitcoin cryptocurrencies, then congratulations, you probably made some significant gains. I know, like Philicone's channel, I subscribe to him. I love his technical analysis. He shorts on Bitfinex. I'm sure he was able to see this and he was able to get in on that. I don't personally short the markets because I don't have a Bitfinex account, and I have a BitMEX account, but I'm not really comfortable in shorting the market because I don't know, I'm just not, I don't see myself good enough to be able to look at the indicators to actually make a killing on that. But once I get into that, then that might be an opportunity for me to look into. If you guys are shorting, congratulations, and it might be an opportunity for you guys to look into if you guys are trading. Maybe you are able to make some gains out of that. But for me, I'm just sort of, at the expense of other people. It doesn't sit right yet with me. I'm not comfortable enough, so that's why I'm not doing it yet. But to those of you that do it, congratulations to you. You probably were able to get in on that. Before we look at the Bitcoin and Ethereum charts, guys, let's just look at Live Coin Watch. I love looking at Live Coin Watch, like you guys know, because it provides us not only the dips, right, but also gives us the 1 hour, 24-hour, as well as the all-time high, right? So all-time high on Bitcoin right now, it's basically, I'm looking at this as a summer sale, right? It's a post Memorial pre-July 4th weekend sale. Bitcoin is down 66%, Ethereum down 65%. Let's see here. Ripple 84%. Wow. I mean, a lot of us don't like Ripple because it's not a real cryptocurrency. Decentralized. It's the cryptocurrencies of the banking institutions. So a lot of us sort of look down upon that. But overall, it's down 84%. I mean, I remember when I got into the crypto space, um, I saw Ripple go from like 99 cents to like $1.50 all the way to like $3, and then it crashed, right? So, I mean, that sucks. Bitcoin Cash down 78%. Wow, wow. That's under. It's sub 1,000, guys. I mean, the highest of this was about 3,000. And EOS, we were all hoping with the launch that it would rally up, but there's been a lot of EOS has been plagued really, really hard by like good news and really bad news, right? So there's been a struggle in the market for it to like, people are saying all these bad things about it, calling, one of the Block One's founder, Brock, really, like bad things. I mean, you guys, I'm not gonna talk about that in this particular streamer channel. You guys can look for that on Reddit or everywhere in the news, guys. But it's been plagued with a lot of that, and of course the 21 voting delegate, right? So a lot of people don't feel that that's central. That's a little bit too centralized, and they printed about, I think, 19 million, if I'm not mistaken. I hope maybe it's 19,000. I should check my numbers. I sincerely apologize if I'm giving you the wrong information, but it's either 19,000 or 19 million more EOS, right? Right before it launched. I don't know what the reason for that was, but that did happen. So, that could have been a catalyst again for one of its, why it dropped significantly, because, more supply out there, of course, when there's more supply, the demand is not enough and the price will go down. Litecoin, it's 108. When I was looking at this chart earlier, it was 105. If we go under $100, then we can go down to all the way to 90 or even 85, guys. So we're going to be looking at this. I hope that doesn't happen. I mean, personally, I do trade Litecoin. I'm not a holder of Litecoin whatsoever because I think it's, if I would do that, I would just might as well hold Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash. That's just my take. If you're a Litecoin, if you love Litecoin, I'm sorry, I'm not saying that Litecoin is bad. Just me personally, I don't hold any Litecoin. I do trade it, but I'm not holding it long term. Cardano is one of my favorite projects. It's down 17 cents, guys. Wow. This was over I believe $1. Yeah, I think this was over $1 just earlier this year, and now it's 17 cents. The lowest I've seen is about 12 cents. So it might have gone to 10 cents during the real market crash back in January, February, but right now 17. So if you've been waiting on getting some Cardano, this might be an opportunity for you to be able to do that. Neo, wow. Neo is $45, guys. That's really, it depends on how you're looking at it, but to me that's a really great price for that project, because it's very promising, right? Nem, another really good project. VeChain, wow, $3.36. That's really good. And Binance Coin, I trade a lot of Binance Coin. Ontology is another good project, 65. But so just look at this guy. Wow, Zcash. I'm not really into Zcash. It seems like it's being forked off for a lot of scammy coins, so I'm sorry if you guys are Zcash fans, but I don't believe in that project. Zilliqa, I do believe in that project. That's good because it's been able to keep its value, right? 55% compared to a lot of these projects. Just like Ontology, it hasn't dipped like 60%, 70%, 80% like the others. Zero RX is also doing, although it's down 8.4%, the price hasn't dramatically dropped, as much as the other ones. Verge is another one that could be a potential good buy. But yeah, so overall, guys, this is, just look at what Live Coin Watch. Really study the coins that you're getting into, but this shows us where it is relative to the highest price it has been able to get. So it retraced that much, guys. So all right, guys, let's get on to the charts. So let's look at Bitcoin first. Bitcoin, we're looking at the $1 1 day chart on Bitfinex, right? So as we can see, I drew this green line right here, right? It's about the 6,400. It's not perfect, but about that 6,400 line. I see that as our second to the last level of support, where it dipped, the recent time here. This was back in April, right? It dipped to this level in April, but if we break through that earlier today, before I started the stream, this day candle was green, and now it's red. So there's a lot of indecision in the markets. The bulls and the bears are really fighting it out right now. The wicks are not that bad, so it doesn't seem like it's being pushed up or pushed down that much at all. But as you can see, the volume, there was a lot of Fred volume that happened, in the, it's like, this is basically Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? This is already Monday because, in Asia, it is already Monday. But if we break through this, that's not good, guys. Then we can hit this. If we break through that, then I don't know, guys. I mean, we've run out of chart space to even see where that heads. I mean, we could potentially get some support here, but realistically, we won't have much support until all the way down here, or even here. So we don't want that. We don't want to see that, guys. We don't want to see that. I think this could be the last. We'll hit a triple bottom here. We'll have to see, and there's some level of resistance here. So if this recovers, if the bulls are able to take over, we'll have to see what happens here. Let's look at the 4-hour chart here. Yeah, so we can see the 4-hour chart. I mean, this was the channel that we drew up. And this is when we were looking at it, right? So I said that we needed to see that when it bounced here, right? We wanted to bounce up here and then bounce down here, so it would be a healthy channel that was forming. But what was happening was, as soon as it bounced here, it did not have enough buying momentum for it to reach above there, and then it went down again. And people bought it up, went down again. People try to break it up again, and it just crashed. But usually, like we've talked about, whenever there's a bear flag like this, right? A bear flag is basically on a downward market, you form this flag pattern. When that happens, you usually break down. Not this dramatic though. I think, this is just so dramatic. There's no reason for this to really be happening in the space. There really isn't. It seems like we're sort of we talked about it on the last stream that we're in the calm before the storm. And the storm was just today and yesterday, guys. So that's just unfortunate that we're seeing this. But let's look at the RSI levels. So the RSI, no, sorry, take that back. That was the MACD. Oh, let's look at the MACD first. So as we can see, there's a lot of selling momentum that's happening. It's not even trajecting up. Let's look at the lower time frame, just to see, like a 1 minute time frame. Okay, for the 1 minute time frame, it did bounce back, but still it broke down again. There's another bearish crossover that had happened there, right? So that's something that we don't really want to see, but it is, it is there. Let's look at the RSI. So right now we're oversold levels. Wow, dramatic oversold levels. The last time we were this low, were we ever this low this year? Let me look at that. No, guys. Looking at that, we are so oversold right now, guys. So there's really no reason. I mean, usually when this happens, to me, this is a sign that, where else can it go? It's gonna keep going. When it keeps going down, then it's gonna hit this. But we have another layer of support here. That would be the last line of support. If it breaks through that, that's it. It's gonna go down. There's no psychological support whatsoever that's gonna be left, and that's gonna be new waters there. So I don't even want to speculate on what can happen if it breaks through. I hope the bulls, if you're one of the bulls, come on, guys, let's do this. Let's pick this up. Let's not let's defend this, guys. Let's defend this from dropping even further, right? So let's look at the Ethereum chart. Let's look at Ethereum Bitfinex chart. Again, the same thing. Let's start with the 4-hour chart, right? So let me just erase this. I was looking at this over the weekend, seeing where it would head, but when it broke down there, I mean, I kind of knew that it was going to break, but not this low. But Ethereum is much better, guys, because for Ethereum, we haven't really gone down. Let me just see here. Sorry, guys. Let me just change to the 1-day chart, right? So as you can see, for Ethereum, we have not hit the lowest low that it has gone, right? This was back in April when it really dipped significantly. So there's still some level support on this level right now. We hit a good level support right here. As you can see, it dipped right there and it was bought up last time, as well as here. There's another support up here that, as that bull run was happening. So it's sort of acting as a good support right here. But if that breaks, then we could head down here. Let me draw a line there. So we can head down that 360, 350 level. And if it breaks down from that, guys, then that's going to be a terrible day. So we don't want that to happen. So let's look at the RSI for this. So the RSI was oversold earlier, and it's not oversold yet. So we can still, like, as you can see, I did put a alert right here, to let me know when that happens, if it breaks down from that level, so I can be able to watch it and see what happens there. But it's not yet oversold, and the MACD is showing signs again of continued bearish sentiment right here. That's another bearish divergence there. So crossover. So we're gonna have to see where this market takes us. We're gonna see tomorrow. Asia is open already. It's about noon in Asia, and they haven't been able to do much. A lot of stop losses have been hit. I was stopped out of all my trades today. I mean, today and yesterday. So Technical analysis doesn't always work. I mean, I'm not a TA expert. I pretty much learn from the best, learn from different mentors and stuff like that, reading books, reading, different charts for other markets, not just the crypto markets, and just kind of applying the same mentality to it, right? Same market sentiments, looking at the trends, looking at the candlesticks and stuff like that. But it doesn't always work, right? I mean, for me, I felt that channel that it was forming was going to break down more, right? The way Ethereum broke down is a little bit more acceptable, in my opinion, in my eyes, because it hasn't broke down significantly. But the Bitcoin one, I don't know. I mean, I can see the Ethereum happening because of, like, EOS. If when they dump their coins, like we talked about that, guys, right? When they dump their coins, what's gonna happen? It's gonna, of course, it's gonna have to sell off in the market, and that's gonna show a lot of bearish sell through, and that's gonna push the market down. But Bitcoin is a whole different matter, guys. So that's where we're at here in the Ethereum space, in the whole crypto market. We're going to keep an eye on this, see what happens tomorrow, and see where that takes us. So let's look at the news, right? So this was the first news. This was reported about 10 hours ago, but this news has been circulating over the past couple of days. CFTC subpoenas leading exchange for trading data because they suspect that they suspect a lot of market manipulation. Although I think personally this is a great thing that they are subpoenaing them, because of the fact that they want to be able to clean up the space. Like we talk about, if the regulators don't come in and help us clean up the space, then these pump and dumps, these manipulators, these whale manipulators are never going to stop, and we will just be at the whims of it, right? So we don't want it to continue happening, but things need to be done, right? I believe it doesn't say right here. I was reading a whole different news, but they basically, Coinbase was one of the exchanges that they went ahead and called out. I believe Bithumb was another one. So we're gonna see how this all plays out, but that could have been one of the reasons, or one of the catalysts for people to sort of get sell off, because they were unsure of what was going to happen, so they went ahead and just sold their positions. The big bit of news was South Korean exchange Coinrail. They announced it on their Twitter feed that they were hit by hackers, right? But the coins that were affected, it was not here, but PundiX and NXS were the coins that were affected by that hack. It didn't say Bitcoin, so I don't really see a reason why Bitcoin would be affected by that at all, right? So that's the last bit of news that I want to be able to share with you guys. So the last thing that I want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit for a short period of time is, with these dips happening, how do you stay strong? I mean, how do you not get emotional? Because by all, we are all human, right? We have to understand that. That's why I always say on this channel, we can't just ride the cryptocurrencies that other people are riding. If they say that Tron is going to moon, we don't buy into Tron because other people say that it is going to moon. We look at the technical analysis, right, for possibilities and probabilities. But the technical analysis doesn't tell us exactly what the market is going to do, because people do things unpredictably, right? People just, Anthony Bourdain just committed suicide. I didn't expect that. I mean, I watched the series and I thought he was like, wow, this guy is a cool guy. Like, he's just going about his business, and he puts out really good content. He travels all over the world, although, he's separated from his wife and stuff like that. But who knows, like, why the hell did he commit suicide? And it's really sad. Kate Spade did the same thing. So people do unpredictable things that no amount of research, no amount of technical analysis can help you prevent or predict. But what you can control is the knowledge that you have, the education that you have, not only in this space, but also the overall money market, the financial markets in general. You need to know how economics work. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be like a treasury economist, right? But you need to have basic understanding of where we're trying to go, what is this crypto market going to change and revolutionize? And also the projects that you're investing in, you need to really understand where they are and where they're going. That's the problem in this space. There's a lot of, basically we're being sold white papers that are just an idea. Basically it's just an idea on the back of a napkin. That's not good enough. I think the whole market needs to evolve, that ICOs and companies, when they put out projects, there needs to be minimum viable products. Even seed capital on regular. I was reading a book called Angel by Jason Calacanis, right? Yeah, Calacanis. He is one of the angel investors that invested in Uber, Thumbtack, and all of these other unicorn projects, unicorn companies, right? They don't start out, they don't invest in an idea when it's just an idea. So I think the market overall needs to improve, and it needs to be able to mature so that it can be able to give us more directions. Like, where are they going to use the money? You know, they say, oh, 80% of it is going to be kept or sold to the public, 20% is marketing. How much is that? You need numbers, and we need to be able to see, where's your marketing plan? I think as a space, we need to be able to ask more. They're asking us, every single project is asking us for KYC. Know your customer, right? They're asking us for personal information, you know, making us take a picture. If you're investing in an ICO, if you've ever invested in an ICO, they ask you for your picture, the dates, and all this stuff. The exchanges do the same thing. So why can't we ask and request them to do more? We need to expect more from this. I saw this happen in the dot-com days, right? People will have an idea, people will throw money away, and but that's why people lost a ton of money, because of the fact that people just believe. You have to believe but verify. You know, you have to trust but verify. You need to really know the coins and projects that you're going into, right? And then if you weren't able to get in on it on the ICO, the coins that you invest in. I personally believe in Bitcoin. I personally believe in Ethereum. Why? Because the proof of concept exists. All the ICOs came after. I mean, I wouldn't say all, but the vast majority of successful ICOs came after Ethereum, which was the first successful ICO. And you have a project where you were able to create more ICOs. You have an Ethereum virtual machine that people are using. There's CryptoKitties. That's a horrible example, but it does exist. So there's viability to what they're trying to do. Smart contracts do exist. Blockchain projects do exist. Bitcoin is being used for a lot of different reasons. Ripple as well. It's being used by, you know, institutions and all this stuff. So for those cryptocurrencies, there's proof of concept. There's proof in the pudding, right? So those are coins that I believe in because of the fact that they're viable. There are people that are currently using it, not just a whim idea. You know, like I will hear I don't know, like stream coin or deck coin or whatever. And it's like, oh, let people buy into that. Why? Why would you buy into something that you have no idea? And that's exactly why people are laughing at us in this space, because we just invest in things that we have no idea about. When I see on Facebook groups that I'm a part of, Telegram groups, Discord groups, like which coin is gonna pump? Oh, try this out. They give you like a 5 list. They're probably invested in that, but how do you know that they actually did their research on those particular coins, or they just own it so they want you to buy it so that they can be able to pump the price? I don't know, maybe or maybe not, right? But that's one of the things that you really need to be able to keep in mind in surviving these dips, is to understand those coins that you are investing in, understand the opportunity, work on yourself, work on your mind, understand the markets, understand the projects, and always, you know, keep a positive attitude. You know, it's not the end of the world. Don't put more money than you're willing to lose. You know, when I put in my money, I made gains. If I lost it all, it's not going to be so harsh, because I really managed my risk. And put your stop losses. If you invest in something, we talk about FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. But there's also FOCO, fear of cashing out. If it means that you need to cash out because it's dipping, you need to cash out. I believe EOS was going to go up. And when it went down, I sold it. I can always buy back in. You can always buy back in at the same price if it goes back up, right? At the same price. So you would not have lost money if you were able to buy back in. But don't write it all the way down if you don't have to. I mean, I do have coins that I made the mistake of writing them down, and I'm still waiting for them to go up. That happens. But why have to go through that if you can avoid it, guys? Right? I mean, this video has been long enough, 35 minutes. I said I was going to keep it as short as possible, so I really, really apologize for taking too long. But, you know, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. I want to share with you my sentiments and how I'm thinking and how I'm trying to survive the market crash, because, you know, it's summer. We've been going through this sideways, downwards, little bit of upwards market for over half a year now. You know, since the last bull run, major bull run. I'm not saying that the next bull run is not going to happen. It's not going to be around the corner. But we need to mature as an industry, mature as individuals, mature as people in this particular space. Whether you're a YouTuber, whether you're a regular guy that's just trying to get into the space, or somebody that's seasoned, right? We all need to help the industry mature, right? Well, thank you so much for your time today. I hope you were able to find value in the video that I'm able to put out today. Let's hope that the crypto markets do recover in the next couple of days. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on. And, you know, we'll talk about it more. So until I see you guys on the next video, I wish you and your family a success-filled day. Good night, guys. Love you. Bye.